What's going on, guys? Alright, so I'm about to tint the taillights on the Subaru STI, and the whole thing's done. I've wrapped the brake calipers, whole car's wrapped, fender flares, wide body, and all carbon fiber accents, gloss carbon fiber accents. Anyways, we're going to tint the taillights on this Subaru STI, and I'm going to use the only film I ever use for this. It's Vvivid's Headlight taillight tint. Now, there are a few differences when it comes to this type of film. This type of film is very unique on its own because it is dry application. So this means that we do not need a watery solution to apply this, which means that we can wrap more intricate headlights and taillights that are much easier. It'll be much easier to wrap them, all right? So when it comes to complex stuff. Now, these taillights aren't all that complex, but again, there's also a little bit of scuff there. But they're going to be much faster to wrap than using a wet application tint. Wet application tint also tends to have a brownish effect to it, while this is more of a true gray or smoke or black, whatever you want as far as the shade goes. But if you want a light smoke or a dark smoke, there's a dark, which I have on the taillights of my car, and I only recommend the dark for the taillights. Do not put the dark on the headlights. The light smoke is good for either or, rear taillights or front headlights. So this film also comes 5 feet tall. Boom. So we got 5 feet, and I can basically cut. This headlight is about 11 inches. I've cut just over a foot, so I have just over 12, 13 inches here wide, and we get 2 taillights out of 1 strip. All right, so it's super efficient as far as that goes. What else? It is a little bit tacky, so it's not like it's super repositionable, but it is repositionable, which is really nice. You can reposition it. You do not want to get your hands behind the film, so that's definitely a con, because if you get your hands behind the film, you can't flush it out, and you'll get fingerprints underneath the film. So you want to be careful of that. But otherwise, make sure you cut yourself enough, and you won't have that issue. So what I want to do is divide this piece in half. I'm going to show you how to apply this right now. All right. There's also, I mean, as far as like clarity goes, it's not 100% clear. Now, because it does have an air egress to it, air egress meaning air release, that means that there is some sort of that you can see in the film. All right, so let's do this. But I'll let you be the judge of what you think works best for you. Again, this is the only headlight taillight tint that I ever touch. I should have grabbed my heat gun. It's fine, it's right over there. So what I want to do is get the backing off. I've already cleaned these, so when it comes to preparation, it's super easy. All we're doing is cleaning with isopropyl alcohol, and what I recommend is you mask off your edges. It helps tremendously when it comes to alleviating tension around the edges. Just like any other vinyl, if we overstretch it, it will peel back, all right? It will pull back. So I've got plenty of film here. So I'm just gonna rest that there for a second. Grab my heat gun. So you guys can time me as far as how long this takes. I haven't started yet. So let's say we're gonna start right now. All right, so I want to find the flattest spot. For me, the flattest spot is this area over here as opposed to this area over here. So we're gonna start with the flattest spot. And it's okay to have it touching here and here, because all we want to do is find that flat spot first. See how you can just pull it back? Pretty awesome, right? All right, so it does like to stick, which is great because you want it to be sticky. We don't want it to not be sticky. And what I'm gonna do is level out this side, all right? Don't need anything special to do this. It's pretty straightforward. I could have cut a smaller piece actually, would have been easier. So the fact that I cut such a big piece, it's actually getting stuck here, so I have to keep lifting it. This is what the masking tape helps for, or the painter's tape. It helps to have the vinyl slide off of that. So what I'm going to actually do is cut that. There, it's better. Like I said, I had a bit too much. So all we want to do right now, look guys, super easy. I'm going to pull it back. I want to make it flat. All I want to do right now is heat it and basically bend it around the rest of the tail light. Just kind of like we're wrapping a bumper, but way smaller and way less complicated. When we gloss this out, we want to keep it pretty much totally smooth, all right? Boom. And run my squeegee right through the middle, because that was the flattest spot. I missed a small spot with air, so it doesn't, the air release doesn't totally work 100% that great. It does work really well, but it's not something that you can really count on completely. I had a recess there, so I had to, my squeegee actually missed it when I went over it. Alright, so now we don't want to put our hands behind the vinyl. All we want to do is make sure that we're alleviating all these wrinkles down here. So to do that, all I gotta do is hit it with heat, and now it's gonna start to shrink itself around, right? This right here, okay? So for here, all I'm gonna do is pull down a little bit. Pull down a little bit and hit it with some heat. Keep it smooth. Hit it with heat. I'm gonna let it shrink in, okay? See, now I could have lifted myself a little bit more, because now I can't really get my hands on it. We know we have no stretch over here because we laid it flat, right? Now, I'm going to bring you around this other side over here, all right? So let's talk about what's happening at the top here. So with more complicated headlights or taillights, we have bends and we have tapering. This one tapers in at the top and it bends around the car itself. All we got to do right now is lift it off of the car, okay, which I'm going to do. Okay. And now, I mean, you can see how clear this is. It's pretty damn clear. It's the difference of how easy this is to use compared to other films out there. I'd rather go for the 1 or 2% loss in clarity. So let's put it this way. So when we use, let's say, Oracal, we got to cut out the reverse light. We got to cut out the reverse light because it ends up turning it brown. It only works well over red. So, which means you can't even do your headlights. Got a little wrinkle there, so I pulled it back a little bit. Easy to troubleshoot problems, right? Look. So all of this is just basically shrinking itself around the top. All I gotta do is assist it a little bit further. So we're nearly done. All I have to do is trim it, and I'll show you what you need to do as far as trimming goes. The trimming part's the easiest part, actually. All I do is glass that out a little bit there. Use my finger to get into this recessed area, and this is pretty much going to be it. So everything's good. This is done. It's almost done. I'm going to trim off anything in the surrounding area, just so I can make sure the film is not sticking to anything, and I'm going to heat all the edges to make sure there's no pullback. Like, this is the super easy tint. Yeah? I like doing videos like this because it's great for, you know, DIY, and what is my channel about? It's about do-it-yourself stuff. All right, so do-it-yourself stuff is what you guys are into. Here I know I don't have any stretch, so I'm not even gonna worry about that, but let's go heat it up around all the edges, okay? Go over it with our finger just to make sure everything's tight, and then we're just gonna trim it out. Perfect. Curl on me there. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to show you in a second is how to trim this, and also the difference between this side and the other side now. The other side I haven't done yet. This is beautiful. Let me turn my heat gun off completely. There we go. So when it comes to cutting, guys, this is the easy part, okay? We find a starting point, we put our blade on the edge, okay? That's all you gotta do is put your blade on an edge and run the back of the blade along the edge, okay? We don't have to tuck this in 10 inches or 1 inch or half an inch or anything like that. We can cut it right at the very edge because we're putting clear film over a clear lens. So I'm going to take my time when it come around the corner here. There we go. Come in this way now. Honestly, if you're looking into making money, this is a great way to start and get into vinyl wrapping. You can make a lot of money tinting headlights and taillights. Alright, so I've cut it all. It's done, right? Not yet. We're going to heat it. Make sure all these edges are nice and tight. Use my squeegee to get in there a little bit. And this just folds over any excess we might have. And that's it. So I had a spot here where I had missed squeegeeing, and because it has air release, I was actually just able to push the bubbles right out. Cool? Alright, so you guys tell me what that looks like to you. I think it looks fantastic. I'll show you what the other one looks like. Compared to this one, alright? So, that last bit of tape. I think that took me like less than 10 minutes. And as far as prep goes, it doesn't take long. So we got that one there. Alright, let's walk around the other side. So look at that one. And then we got that ugly one. That one or that one. I'm gonna go with that one. That looks better with the car. Alright, so I hope, I'm going to do the other one right after. I hope this video was informative to those of you who are looking to tint your headlights or taillights. You know, there are a lot of perks to this. Mostly the downside of it is that you can't get your fingers behind it because it'll leave impressions or it'll leave fingerprints. And on top of that, what you can see as far as clarity goes, it's not 100% as clear as, let's say, Oracal. But again, you be the judge. I think the taillight looks great, and it's much easier to install, especially when it comes to like learning or doing it yourself for one of the first times around. This is honestly the best film to practice with. Highly recommended. Just want to let you guys know, because I was tinting the taillights anyways, and I thought I'd do a video on tinting the taillights, even though I've done it a few times. Guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to take you for a tour of this car as soon as I finish up the last taillight, and I'm going to talk about what we've done on the car. Thank you for watching. Take care.